I'm going to take you outside real quick so you can
Oh,
see my
okay, great.
view.
Yeah, the house looks beautiful. You guys got a killer house.
I'm going to show you out my front so you can see this. And the ocean is just on the other side of these buildings right here. There's a truck in the way where I can't see it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Uh,
pretty.
is that
Very
better?
pretty. Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
pretty.
So that's out my front, and they just built those two buildings over there. They kind of disrupted my view of the ocean,
Yeah.
but nothing can beat this right now, even though they're building a house on the backside of me right now.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's the always the issue about like living in a beautiful paradise. People come down, they fall in love, and then they start building.
yeah, but this is my back veranda.
Wow. How gorgeous. Wow. So you guys can fish right off the back of your place. Hi, can Ernest and I ask you a favor? If you find our content helpful, please hit that subscribe and like button. It truly helps us grow and it makes Ernest happy. Right. Okay, so today we're heading down to the beautiful country of Belize with my new friend Edna Lachlan. Edna, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing I'm doing great this morning. I appreciate you taking the time to be a part of this podcast and share what you know about Belize. Let's just get a little bit of backstory first. Start out with you, who you are, and tell us where you're from. And I know you're from the U.S. and what made you leave the U.S.
Okay. Well, I'm originally from upstate New York, born and raised there 24 years. I was also stationed in Germany in the military. And after serving there, I came back to the US, obviously, moved south because I was tired of the cold weather in Germany and in New York. I met my husband in the Atlanta area. And the day I met him was the day that he told me he wanted to retire in Belize. So, being that he told me that, I honestly didn't know where Belize was to begin with. So I knew it as I knew it as British Honduras. And so I said, "Oh, okay. Well, that's not too far. I am a mom of three kids, so I wanted to be somewhere where I could get to my family pretty quickly if there was a problem."
Yeah.
So I agreed. And so my first visit to Belize is actually when we moved here. I
Okay.
packed up my truck and we loaded basic household goods and that sort of thing that I had read on previous posts and everything that people said the linens are not that great, that kind of stuff. We put the knife, your good household knives and that kind of stuff, packed it up in the truck, shipped that, and waited in Belize City for 6 weeks for my truck to arrive through the port. But of course, it was the holiday season. So Thanksgiving and Christmas, the port system is not, I won't say the most accessible during the holidays.
Yeah.
So that made my stay in Belize City a little bit rough. But then we took a trip down to Placencia and we rented in the village for 6 months. And then we found the home that I am currently in
Hmm.
and made an offer on it, and the people accepted it. So
Okay, so you met your husband and he liked the idea of moving to Belize.
he had already been here several times. He came down when Placencia was still the tiny fishing village.
Okay.
Um, he had been all over the country. He was before they actually had the paved roads and stuff, and he was
Oh,
driving on the beach to get here, there, and everywhere. And
yeah.
he said this is where he wanted to be. He's an avid fisherman, and he loves this area. And so that's what we did.
Okay. All right. So you guys, are you near the sea or are you near some kind of canal where you can fish on a regular basis?
I can see the sea out my front door, and I have the lagoon and mountains out my back door. I can see it all.
Okay. So you guys fish on a regular basis?
Yes.
What kind of fish do you catch out there?
We've caught barracuda, jacks, snook,
Okay.
snapper,
Ooh.
and grouper.
What's the best eating out of all of them?
I think snook is my favorite. It's
Snook.
more it's flaky like a codfish
Yeah.
um instead of being like the texture of lobster. That's what grouper is. It's got that's more of a a chewy, rubbery kind of
Yeah.
fish, but the taste is phenomenal
Yeah.
if you cook it right.
If you've been thinking about moving abroad, but you're still stuck on where to go or even where to qualify, well, you're not alone. That uncertainty is exactly what holds most people back. That's why we created our Ideal Destination Finder, a simple 25-question assessment designed to cut through the noise. It looks at your lifestyle, budget, goals, and preferences and gives you your top 3 best fit countries to move to. No more guessing, no more endless research, just clear, personalized direction that saves you time, money, and a lot of frustration. And if you're that kind of person that wants more clarity, someone to talk things through with, I offer one-on-one consultations where we can map this out together based on your exact situation. If you're ready to move forward, head over to adventurefreaks.com. You can scroll down a little and you'll see the ideal destination on the left. Just click it and get started. On the right, you can book a consultation with me. Pick a time that works for you. It's that simple. We'd love to help you finally get clear and take the next step. Great information. Okay, so you get down there. You said did you drive it all the way down?
No, we flew into Belize City.
Okay,
We shipped our truck out of Charleston, South Carolina,
gotcha.
to fishing line or Zim Freight Lines,
Okay,
and we dealt with a broker that handled the stuff from the U.S. side, and then we had a broker that met us at the port when it was time to get when our truck finally came in.
okay.
And because we were part of the QRP program, which is the Qualified Retired Persons Program,
Yes.
we were exempt from the duties. I just had to pay the brokerage fees when we brought our vehicle and all the items in it on it.
Okay. Interesting. How much did it cost you to ship your vehicle to Belize?
7,000.
Okay, so it's not cheap.
No, it wasn't, but it also was because we had other items in there and it was shipped within a container. We asked to have it
Okay,
shipped in a container. It wasn't out in the salt air and everything. So we
I
paid for
see.
the container shipping and everything.
Okay, great information. So you said you're on the QRP program. That's the visa. Explain to the viewers what visa you obtained and what the income requirement is.
Okay, so the QRP, which is Qualified Retired Persons Program, they do have a minimum requirement of $2,000 US each month. And there is an application that you have to go through, and it's a multi step process. It took us about 6 to 7 months to get the approval.
Okay.
But what you do, you reach out to the BTB, which is Belize Tourism Board, and we dealt with Romy. She is fantastic. She is our main go-to when we have any major issues. There was a higher fee for your first year. I don't remember exactly how much it is, but the renewal fee is $50 Belize per
Hmm.
person. So my husband is the member and I am a dependent under him because it's usually the older person out of the husband, wife, or whoever's joining you on your team, whatever.
Yeah.
They are usually the member.
Okay.
Um,
So,
so we have to bring in 24,000 US every year, but it's basically we live off of that down here.
okay, and that's so 2000 a month is what you need
Mhm.
to qualify for. Is that for both of you?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's just 2,000 because he's only the member has to provide the income.
Yes.
So we and you got to show proof that you've got it because Belize it, they don't want anybody that's going to add a burden to their country.
Sure. Okay. Is there an age requirement for that?
Minimum is 45.
Okay. So you can be okay, a young retiree, 45 years old, and then you can apply for the
Yes.
QRP.
And it yes, and as part of the QRP, if you have a job that's based out of the US, you can still work. But if you want to come down here and try to find a job in Belize, that's not how that works. You can't
Okay.
be working in the Belize economy and
Yeah.
then turn around and put money back into it.
Great info because a lot of retiree visas do not allow you to work in those countries. So you can still work, but you need to make sure that you are employed by a company outside of Belize if you're going to be like a remote worker.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What does your monthly budget look like down in Belize? Is it cheaper than living in the US?
It depends. It depends on what you want to do. I mean, you have access to so many things down here. You can go out and you can go take a trip to the Keys. You can go to Moho. You can, like I said, it depends. I would say on an average month, we spend about $2,000 US. So the money that we bring in, we use it for. We have a boat, so you know what that means.
Yeah.
Boat stands for bust out another thousand. So any repairs and everything are very costly down here, and the gas to run it. That's a lot of where our expenses go. But you'll learn to eat what is available. So if you're looking for all American brands, you're going to pay higher prices. But if you can
Sure.
find something that's equivalent to it, that's either from Guatemala or Mexico or even locally grown here, you learn to adjust.
Yeah. Okay. So, and it sounds like you guys are eating well because you get to eat all that wonderful fish that you pull out of the sea, which is
We
fantastic.
do eat a lot of fish, and I am one of the coordinators for the neighborhood. So I set up a local vegetable delivery on Wednesdays. We are Tuesdays now, but he comes in and he has a van full of fresh vegetables, and I just go pick up what I want off the truck.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. That's great. So you're living basically both of you on 2000 a month. You can do
Yes.
that pretty easily. Okay. So that's very cost effective compared to living in the US.
I agree. That part it is.
Yeah.
But we paid outright for our home, so we don't have a mortgage. So if anybody's renting, it can get expensive with the rent.
Yeah. What do rents start for there?
Depends on if you want like a one bedroom studio, I think it's like $800 a month.
Okay. All right.
But if you want two and three bedrooms, we had a two bedroom when we were renting and it was $1,000. Two bedroom,
Okay.
one bath.
Okay.
And it was on the lower level of somebody's house.
Okay. All right. Great information. Okay. Healthcare. So you're down there, you're retired. What do you do for healthcare in Belize?
If it's anything major, we make a plan and we fly back to the US. My husband has Medicare, and I will tell you this, he just recently went through a round of cancer treatment. So we were gone for 7 months, and I don't think I could have gone through that down here, and I know he wouldn't have chose to go through that down here. So
Okay.
we left, and he made use of his Medicare situation and got to his local doctor, and everything's good. He's healthy. We're happy. We're back here. But anything like, say, like me, I got stung by bees last week. I had to go down to the clinic, and they just gave me a little something to settle, not the swelling and everything, because I have EpiPen, but they gave me something because I was so upset to my stomach that I've got
Oh,
when I got stung really bad. So,
wow.
and the local pharmacies are fantastic. They have a lot more that you can get, which would require a prescription in the States versus what you can get over the counter here.
Okay. So it sounds like you guys are hanging on to your Medicare in the US. You're close in proximity, so flying back is quick. But are you
Yes.
paying out of pocket when you go to these clinics?
Yes, but the price is very minimal. I
Okay.
mean, I paid $20 Belize, which is $10 US.
Okay. Okay.
I
So to see
mean,
a doctor, it's very affordable.
for on the most part, yes. Now they do have there is the Belize Medical Associates up in Belize City. They are highly recommended if you have any like respiratory issues or any heart issues. I've known several of my friends that have gone there, and they have said it's almost better than the US in some cases.
Okay.
Depends.
Interesting. Okay. All
And
right.
the cost is a whole lot less.
Okay. All right. And you live where in Belize, and where are the places that you find expats that are moving down to Belize? Where are they living? Tell us first where you live, and then where are people living in Belize?
Okay, I live just north of the Placencia village.
Okay.
It's like 10 miles south of me. I am in the plantation area. I am in a gated community. There are, I'd say 90% of the people in here are expats. There are some locals that do live in here, but they are more of the government official monetary status.
Gotcha. Okay. So,
Other places that the expats go to, of course, Placencia is one of the key spots. Um, Cape Cocker, Ambergris, San Pedro, Corzal. Even some people are going into Hopkins, Dangriga. Not so much, but there are some that are going there because that's an easy place to get out to the Keys. They've got a pretty nice setup as far as a marina getting in and out of there. Um, Cayo is another district, San Ignacio, St. Elena. Beautiful. The whole country is amazingly beautiful.
now you said you live in a gated community in Placencia. I understand, excuse me, Placencia is one of the the hottest expat areas of Belize. If you don't live in a gated community, do you lack the security that you would most likely need, or
I don't say that Placencia is actually one of the nicest places as far
yes,
as safety, security, that kind of stuff. The people are super friendly. You might find somebody being really loud 2, 3 o'clock in the morning occasionally, you might hear a disturbance. The village is nice, but it was too crowded for me. I
okay,
like my space and privacy. That's why one of the reasons why we moved.
gotcha. So just a couple questions about living there. So what surprised you the most about living there?
Um, that all the grocery stores don't have air conditioning.
That's great.
When you do your grocery shopping, everything is pretty much open air, 90% of them, and you'll very rarely find an air conditioned restaurant. I think there's one in the whole village of Placencia. Everything is pretty much open air. Fi Learning where to go and find everything and who to get to help you and who you can trust. There are, I hate to say it, but Belize does have some crooked people, but that's everywhere.
Yeah,
Um, but the people that you learn to trust, they become some of your best friends, and you become closer to them than, I hate to say, I have more friends here that I'm really close with than I did back in the States, because everybody's so busy and their life takes them this way, that way, and
yes.
you have time to spend with each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's great to hear. Okay, so what's harder than people expect?
When you're looking for something, you can't just go to the store and expect it to be there. If you have a special recipe, you'll learn to modify it. Um, if you want to go buy furniture, there's very few places that actually sell like American style furniture. You can have custom made things, which is absolutely nice. Um, we were fortunate when we bought this house; it was already furnished, so we didn't have to go through that. But the struggle when you're building, if you do choose to build, finding like all the materials and have enough of that material, like your flooring. If you want tile, you better order it when you see it because it might not be there the next time you go.
Yeah. All right. Good information. Okay, and the last question, who should not move to Belize?
That's a good one. I I myself am a very low key. I don't enjoy the fast pace because I lived in a town or a city that had 7 million people. I don't want that anymore. I don't want the fast pace. I don't want to struggle with fighting traffic. If you want a low key life, that's great. If you're looking to be pampered and you want all the things that the US has, or any modern country, this is not the place for you.
Mm.
If you They do have some things, but you're not going to have everything that you're used to. If you like to go shopping and find a local mall, I think there's one mall in Belize, and it's in Belize City, and it's not your typical mall.
Yeah.
Uh, and it depends on what you're looking for. But if you're a high maintenance person, forget
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, Edna, any last words?
I want to say that Belize has been very welcoming to a lot of foreigners and everything. And us expats, they welcome us with so many good things. We've met some really wonderful people here. Um, Belize is not as dangerous as the people say it is. There are some areas, like in Belize City, they do have some gang issues there. But Belize City is not a place where most expats stay. They find a place. I do recommend that if you want to come to Belize and start buy some land or whatever, look around the country. Don't just settle for where all the expats are. You might find that this area is not where you want to be. There's other
Mhm.
people that are expanding out and they like to have the farmland, so they can grow their own stuff. um, I love Belize. I love where I'm at. I have enough privacy around me, and we're convenient and close enough to where we can get to the capital in case we need to go to the embassy. Um, it's just I love Belize. It's a beautiful country. I will tell you, it's hot.
Mhm.
And the humidity is something kind of unbearable right now. It's really hot outside. You can't stay outside for long periods if you're a
Mhm.
person that's sensitive to the sun. I will say that it's the most lush and green country for the most part, unless you're in dry season like we are now.
Yeah.
And but you still see a lot of greenery and beauty. There's so much beauty here and so many places to see and so many things to do
Mhm.
that you've got to choose how you live here. You can either just come down here and get lost, or you can make the most of it.
Yeah. All right. Well said. Well, Edna Lachlan, it's been a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for taking the time to share all this information about the beautiful country of Belize. I truly appreciate it.
You're quite welcome.